Hey, what's up guys? This is Chain Hunters. I'm in Newport News Park and I ran into another guy who has an amazing DIY disc golf cart. Caught my eye and it resonated with me because it had something that you would normally find in recording studios, a 19-inch rack. So I want to share that with you today. Hope you enjoy it. See you on the other side.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? My name's Danny and this is the tank. I was able to get a few of these pieces for free just from stuff I found laying around, but there are a few pieces I had to buy. So this being one, this kind of square steel, I got it from Home Depot. It's part of like a fence post. So I bought it from Home Depot and obviously cut it up. The wheels that you see is from like one of those like pushing baby carriages, like the runner ones. And so I actually found this, which is actually, it's like a 19-inch like rack. So you usually put like a power conditioner or EQs in here, or tuner or whatever, and you would just rack them, but it was a perfect square. And it actually fit, which was amazing. It fit within the frame of the baby carriage. So I was like, man, this is like awesome. Laying around, there was a piece of sheet metal. So I was able to take the sheet metal and actually bend it and screw it in to make at least the box itself, the shell, have a back. You got to get your bottle holders. What are you doing, you know? So you definitely got to get your bottle holders. I use one for my JBL, and obviously I use one for water, unless my wife's playing with me, and then we'll have 2 water bottles. Also, what was cool on the baby carriage, it has a locking mechanism to keep it from rolling around, which is useful for sure if you put in your cart up in the car. Sometimes they can roll all over the place. So actually the locking wheels were useful. I don't lock them often, but it can be useful at times. I had to purchase this for sure. I had to purchase a hinge from Home Depot, and then cut it, you know what I'm saying, so it'll fit. And then I had to put this little metal bracket on the wood here, so when I was attaching the hinge, it would be, one, a bit more strong because there's a lot of movement here, and the screws can work loose in the wood itself because it's kind of like a composite wood. So for PA systems on a speaker, usually where you can adjust the speakers like up and down, that's it. That's exactly what it is. I just took it off of the stand that it's normally on and then cut it to fit, and again held it in with some strut straps because that just made sense to me from my electrical background. These were even part of the existing PA system, so you just unscrew them and this whole thing can retract so I can fit it into my car. And then up here at top for the handle, same thing. This was actually for electronic drum kit. This handle's from electronic drum kit. Again, all this stuff was in just in this storage room at a local church that I work for, and they were gracious enough to be like, you want to use some of this stuff? And I was like, yeah, I mean, this will be phenomenal. So this was actually part of a drum kit, which was super dope, and it made a great handle. I was actually pretty stoked when I got this. And then I paracorded it, just looked up a video on how to put a design in some paracord, and honestly, I thought it came out great. I was pretty stoked on it, for sure. I also added this little phone holder here because I love to obviously keep my score up on U-Disc and also be able to control my music to my JBL when I'm walking around. If you know what a rack is, you can obviously see the rack and the existing holes where you would usually mount equipment at. But when I was building it, like I said, Ricky's box, he just has a box. And so that's basically what I did. So I was trying to figure out how to get my disc higher up so I didn't have to like bend down so low and really squat to like go through my disc. So I ended up making a shelf on the bottom, which has been super handy. I mean, it can usually I end up like discs that I find, I kind of throw them up into the bottom disc, and then when I get back, I usually put them, in the lobby, like in the front house or whatever, just drop them off where everybody's collecting disc at. Or, you can store anything in here, whatever. If you got a jacket or something, you've been halfway through it. You've all been there. You get hot, you want to take your coat off, somewhere to hold it. So the bottom shelf was good. Let's get this thing open here. I was able to basically, so I put in a shelf, and all the holes drilled in the stuff is just to make it, 1, lighter, and 2, any moisture to help it just drain out if it ever gets wet in here. Because the cart's pretty heavy. Like I mentioned, you don't want to take this thing on any elevation ever, ever. But as far as pretty flat things, it's really good. This used to be part of the top of this box, but I was able to actually take it off and make a little back piece here, and that's where I keep all my goodies. I'll keep my wallet and my coat. Got my rangefinder. I got a disc retriever that I've never had to use. I don't know. So, but that's cool. And yeah, I did the same thing with the lid as well. I drilled holes in it. One, to make it light, and two, it was kind of aesthetically pleasing, even though I kind of wanted to clean up these rough edges for sure. But I still like the way it came out. And I added a little handle here to match the back piece because it just looked really nice. And the handle felt great on it to be able to pick it up and just go through. And as you can see, like, I don't have to really bend down at all and just reach in, grab a disc, and I'm ready to go. So yeah, man, super stoked on it. It's lasted me over a year now. And yeah, I basically put it together because I looked up, you know, normal carts and they were really expensive. And I was like, it's just a box. I got to be able to make a box, right? So, but yeah, so it's been great. It's lasted. It's been wonderful. And I'd highly recommend anyone, man, trying to build their own cart. Just use what you got out there, man. It's pretty cool. I like seeing other people's carts too and what they're putting together. It's been fun. So hope you enjoy it. And I hope it inspires you to make something awesome. And I see you out there one day. Thanks, guys.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the second episode of the Disc Golf DIY. I want to thank Danny for sharing this art piece with us today. Again, it resonated with me coming from a studio background. I really thought it was genius how he was able to see this 19-inch rack mount and turn into an amazing, what do you call it, the tank?
It's like a tank. Yeah.
So Danny, thanks for coming out and sharing your cart with us on Chain Hunters.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you guys again.
Later, guys.